Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 55 of the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. I am TC Fontaine, joined by Malik ain't here. Hold on, we're gonna get on that in a second. I got Wreak Havoc with me, the essential Wreak Havoc. As always, you can find us on most platforms streaming podcasts, including Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. If you're listening on iTunes, go ahead and leave us a review. Links to all the platforms are available on ykwrestling.com. While you there, man, you can't see it right now, but Reek is wearing the merch, Black Lives Matter tees, and the Black Lives Matter tank tops, and the Black Lives Matter hoodies, and youth tees, and I think we got crew necks on there too. I think we got long sleeve t-shirts and onesies for your toddlers and your babies. So go ahead and check them out, man. What's going on, Reek? How you rolling today?
I'm cool. I'm chilling. You know, this time off is doing wonders for
Vacation.
me. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? I'm catching up, watching some more wrestling, kicking back, chilling.
Facts, man. What we watching? What you been watching?
Oh man, I'm on my journey through
2006.
Yeah, I'm strolling through. I'm probably at about early August, right about now, coming up on SummerSlam 06. Yeah. Man, that was a little wild.
You out here binging.
Yeah, man.
Last time we checked, you was in June.
Yeah. I'm like, keep it pushing, man.
You almost caught up. You know, we here. Today is the 16th of September. So this is 14th. 14 years tomorrow that Trish Stratus originally retired from full-time competition. Like she not retired. I don't think so. Like
no.
She got a couple other matches in the. Like did you watch the bump?
I know. I've seen what you're talking about. I saw that.
She let the door open for her and Sasha in the future. I just like that's the one I need to see. That's the last one I need to see. If she can retire after that, she don't need no more matches after that.
Yeah,
she got the match with Charlotte. Like
she
wrestled in the Royal Rumble. She good.
That's gonna do it for me.
Yeah, that's all I need in my life, man. I wouldn't mind another match with her and Mickie James too. Yeah.
Poe Mickey,
man. All right, so you got the lowdown on what happened on Monday night, right?
Yeah. This is a mess, man. This is really a mess, and this is gonna be part of a rant because I'm about sick of this. I really am, man.
Do we want to save it for Reek rants?
You know what?
We got about 3 Reek rants here, so we can.
You know what? I'm just gonna get into this really quick, and then I'll when I hit the rant, I'll go into details about it.
But is it so it's not official? This ain't an official Reek rant, or
no. I'm just gonna detail this. What went down here?
Okay.
All right. So we all saw the match. For those who didn't, Asuka was looking to finish the match off by getting Mickie into the Asuka lock, and she had it just about locked in as Mickie kind of countered it and flipped over on her stomach. And when she turns back around, the referee came down and just called the match off. And Mickie looked up at him with this bewildered look on her face, like, what the hell? Why did you do that? And the speculation ran out for the next full-on 24 hours that Mickie looked like she was hurt, she looked like she was gassed. All this stuff came out.
They said she had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. But this is what happened.
Nobody tell JR.
Oh, yeah. This is really what happened here. So when Asuka got the Asuka lock on, and when she had it cinched in initially, Mickie was supposed to tap. Mickie didn't tap, and she did that counter out of it. And during the match, she was like selling good for everything Asuka was doing. She was putting her over. Apparently, she sold so well for Asuka that when they got to that spot in the Asuka lock, somebody backstage from watching it, apparently to them, it appeared that Mickey was out of it, that she couldn't keep going, that maybe she'd suffered an injury. So those refs got the little earpiece in their ear to keep them in touch with backstage. They made the call to the ref to say, end the match because we think Mickey's out of it. So the ref simply just followed the instructions. Okay, we'll get you out of it. Called it off, told the announcer, and that was the end of the match. Mickey is fine. She doesn't have any kind of injury or any, she wasn't gassed or anything like that. She sold too well. That's really what it comes down to. She sold too well that she fooled whoever was backstage, which I've never heard of before. But that's what it is. It's apparently the rematch will be coming soon. That won't be the end of it. Yeah, that was what happened on Monday.
So they fucking up on live TV.
Yeah, which is why I have a rant waiting for them today.
Oh, I don't got my soundboard connected. I'm tripping. I disconnected on accident.
Oh man.
Hey, I don't even want to play it now, so we can just move on. It's too late. It's too late. It's taking too long. I have my Bluetooth speaker still on. It's all bad. So, hey, as you say, technical difficulties, stuff happens. We just move on and pretend that never happened.
Yeah.
Man, so if you're wondering where Malik is at, I don't have an explanation. So I'm just gonna let Universal Champion. I forgot what title he holds now. I'm gonna let Universal Champion Roman Reigns explain where Malik is. It's unfortunate, man. He's not here. So maybe we'll see Malik next week.
Malik Ricks is the undisputed 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven, I-95 South European champion. Oh man, Mr. 24/7. We got to get him that belt, bro. We got to give him that belt. He got to have it right on front of the camera every time he get on, when he gets on.
Right. I will buy it for him for Christmas.
Yeah, man. Like,
I don't even think Malik listened to the show, so he ain't even gonna know that I'm out here telling people what I'm getting him for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him that 24/7 title. It's gonna be a symbol of our friendship. It's gonna be a symbol of our friendship.
That's the official.
So I haven't been watching much wrestling. I actually forgot to do my 2001 watch last week, so I kind of plan on doing that later. I don't think I got any homework that I need to do, so at least not right now. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna probably work and do some more wrestle stuff. This Saturday though, I will be in the house, man, versus Pro Wrestling Studios. They're having another exhibition at the mall. So I will be there. We will have some content being posted on our pages, their page, our page. So look out for that. Got some good Vegas wrestling, man. Like when I tell you this ain't your typical, like, you may not know these guys, but these guys are legit. Like this is legit wrestling because a lot of these guys are trained by names you know of. Like Jake the Snake Roberts and D'Lo Brown and Kenny King, former Ring of Honor X Division champion. He was tough enough. He was in Tough Enough. He didn't win. He should have won. But we ain't gonna get into that. But he was my pick to win. It was a brother. Like a brother had won the year before. I think a brother about to win this year. Because they put it in people's heads with the first Tough Enough that it was gonna be one man, one woman. They chose two women, and they didn't choose Kenny King. And Kenny King has had a more memorable career than the two winners. Damn. Like one of the winners, I think, is more known for being the wife of Shelton Benjamin's tag team partner, Charlie Haas.
Yeah.
And the other one was she was in TNA, wasn't she? A little bit Linda Miles, wasn't she in TNA? I might be thinking of somebody else.
I want to say yes.
I know it was another tall black woman that was there, like a tall, slim black woman. I think she played basketball as well. I forgot her name. Raka Khan was her name. Yeah, I remember her. But Linda Miles, I want to say she was in TNA, but I don't think so either. And she was more known for being a manager. So
yeah, that's true.
A really odd manager that probably shouldn't have been on TV and on network television. She playing a dominatrix and shit. They had her on UPN. Like,
that's a bad look.
I think probably should have had her on cable with that gimmick. Should have had her on Monday Night Raw on Spike TV, but it's all good.
Hey, Spike TV was for men, so they could get away with that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, why didn't they have them on there? I hated the Basham brothers, bro. I did not like them.
What hated was the point?
I don't know. Which is crazy because one of them I heard was nice as a singles wrestler in OVW, and he probably could have had a really good singles career, but they put him in a tag team for some reason. And they called them twins, and they ain't look nothing alike. And then the rest the rest would be so oblivious to when they would switch. And I'm like, these niggas don't look alike, bro. Like, why are you so confused? I don't get it. I was never a fan. It was really boring to me. They had a really generic look. Like I said, their manager was just whatever. They wrestled on Velocity a lot, so that's why they really didn't get much with me, because they was on Velocity. Yeah.
I used to like watching Velocity.
I loved it. Wrestling on a Saturday night.
Right. I really used to rock with it. That and Sunday Night Heat. I don't know what happened, man. Like, I can't watch these secondary shows anymore. Like Main Event, Superstars, when it came on, like, I can't do it. I don't know.
It's not accessible like it used to be. I think because honestly, the only reason they still produce those shows is because people watch them overseas because they come on TV over there.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like in America, they put that shit on video on demand. They hide it on the network. Like, so, like, and looking for stuff on the network is already hard as is.
Thanks.
So I'm not gonna look for Main Event or Superstars. I don't know if they do both of them. I barely watched 205 Live. I watched 205 Live last week. There's only reason I watched it last week is I was in the Thunderdome. So I was in the Thunderdome as they was recording it, and I was like, it's still kind of cool. Like, I'm glad to see Legado del Fantasma. They're actually like running that show as they should be. Seeing as Santos Escobar is a cruiserweight champion, so he runs that show like he's the Drew McIntyre, the Roman Reigns, the 205 Live. But it's just like, that's cool. We just got to get some eyes on him.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's like, with Sunday Night Heat and Velocity, usually you would see guys that are like starting to come up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just getting their feet wet and expanding on their skill set there and stuff like that. Because a lot of times, I remember when Sunday Night Heat used to come on before pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you getting a little glimpse into what's coming later down the line.
Remember when Heat first started, and it was basically like Monday Night Raw too.
Yeah.
It was huge. Like, Shane McMahon was on there doing commentary. They had Vince would be on there. It would basically be a continuation of Monday Night Raw, and that was mainly for like a year, and then they brought SmackDown into fruition, and Sunday Night Heat kind of went on the back, the back pedal a
Yeah,
little bit,
yeah. But
and
they were like,
eventually just became kind of trash. Like,
yeah, it's because it used to be, what I'm saying, guys, especially guys coming out of OVW and stuff, they get their first like full on exposure from Sunday Night Heat. But nowadays, it's like the shows for like the throwaways, the guys that Vince doesn't want to push, doesn't see any money and doesn't see value in, and so they just throw them together on that show to make an hour's worth of content just to say they did something for this show to keep continuing it. And that's why I can't really rock with it. It's like a lot of stuff is good, and I feel bad because it's like
I
I
still
heard
haven't watched
Ali's been over there
Ricochet
killing.
and Mustafa Ali, and I heard that was an
Yeah,
amazing match.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel bad because I keep hearing like, yo, they kill it over there, but it's like you don't really have that much incentive to watch it because it's like, look, you get 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT, 2 hours of SmackDown. If you watch AEW, that bullshit, then you
Yeah,
got
two
that
hours of
too.
AEW. If
Yeah,
you like me, you probably watching Impact as well, so you got that. You watching old shit as well, so you got that. You kind of get burnt out. You be like, man, I
yeah.
don't really want to watch this because one, there's nothing at stake, which is the same reason why I don't watch AEW Dark. It's the same exact reason. Like, I mean, over there at least there's some more stuff at stake.
I
That
don't know why they do that.
yeah, I
Why
don't
do
get
they
that.
make like?
Like why is there this is my one of my biggest complaints with AEW is, aside from the fact that, which they in tonight's episode, they didn't do it. They didn't do it. It wasn't I was shocked. It was no 8-man tags tonight. Thank God. Thank you, Tony Khan. Nobody want to see that shit every fucking week. So I was really appreciative that there was not an 8-man tag team match on my TV screen. Thank you.
I'm so over tag teams at
But
this point.
aside
Like,
from that, my other biggest beef with AEW is the fact that I gotta watch all their YouTube shows to really understand the context of a lot of things that go on. Like, there's apparently been a lot of build for the Dark Order as just kind of showing the cult like environment and atmosphere in the group, and that's cool. But like, I would like to see more of that on television versus on the Young Bucks YouTube channel.
yeah,
Or at
and
least, I mean, you can do that too, but run the vignette on TV as well. Like, Impact doesn't have a problem running their vignettes. They run vignettes all through the show. I don't
and
see why
now
AEW can't bring a couple of them on, or at least show a preview of it and be like, you can watch the rest of it on YouTube. You know what I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying. Like, I don't. I've been so confused about the context of the Dark Order because my understanding of it coming in was that they were like, not to compare, but almost like kind of a Ministry of Darkness kind of faction. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like they were just these guys that show up and attack people and they're brooding and all this other shit. And then Brody Lee shows up, that's their leader. Okay, cool. But now that I'm seeing them recently, they're a bunch of goofballs. They're just joking and laughing and shit. Like, what was the point of calling them the Dark
But
Order? It
so
don't mix.
I think I don't really understand the name doesn't. I think if the name was different, it would come off a lot better. Because
Yeah,
right now, and I saw this on Reddit earlier. I don't remember exactly what they said, but this person on Reddit compared it to his experience of actually being in a religious type of cult unknowingly, and it's the same stuff. It's just like they make you feel warm and welcome and like a family like atmosphere, and they just kind of just joke around and just have fun. But you got a guy like Brody Lee is very condescending towards the other members and stuff, and it's kind of they equated it to that. And so I got to thinking it makes sense. But the name wise, the name could be different because it's not dark necessarily
it's
at the
not.
end of the day. But I think the cult like atmosphere of it is cool. I just would like to see them elaborate more of that on television because I
Yeah,
haven't been seeing it. Like, and that was something they were doing at first when Brody Lee first debuted. They were showing these video packages and these skits building him up, and I haven't
right.
really seen much of those recently. Like maybe every few weeks or so they show something, but apparently a lot of this stuff has been on YouTube, and I'm not perusing for AEW content on YouTube. I barely
Nah.
watch it on Wednesday nights. Like I kind of passively pay attention to it unless something major happens. Like today, I was in depth and engaged. I'm fucking up my English. Engulfed, excuse me, in both shows. But let's talk about these Wednesday night wars, man. Let's get into this real quick. Let's knock these out. Because the Wednesday night wars are back after a brief hiatus over the past couple weeks. Which one you want to talk about, man? NXT or AEW first?
I didn't watch AEW, so if we want to
It's
get that
crazy
out the
because
way.
my AEW recap, I had some questions that the AEW number one fan on our show didn't want to show up today and answer. So I'm still going in depth a little bit on the important things as always, and the non-important things I'll just kind of briefly elaborate on those a little bit. But to kick off AEW Dynamite tonight, we got a FTR, not FDR, FTR tag team champions. They won against Jurassic Express. Break them up, man. Like if you're not gonna do anything with them in the tag team division, it's too many tag teams to really keep up with. I don't think you need as many tag teams. I think Luchasaurus should probably turn on his partner. I think Marco Stunt holds down the group for one. Jungle Boy could be really good in the mid card. And Luchasaurus is phenomenal. I think he should get a push. Turn him on his partner, give him a different gimmick. I think the guy is actually, pause. He's not a bad looking guy. Take the mask off him. You can do something with him. Yeah, kind of like this dude. He looks like a white Roman Reigns without his mask on.
Basically, I remember seeing him. I forget what it was on. I want to say it was like NXT or something like that.
Yeah, he used to be in NXT. If you go watch, Seth Rollins versus Big E for the NXT title, he was part of the group of people in the locker room that came out and ran the Shield off.
Yeah.
So clear as day, like, oh shit, that's Luchasaurus.
Right. Yeah,
Shout out to him.
He basically is like another Roman. But that's the dynamic that always works. The big, imposing, physical guy in a group, if they're baby faces or faces, whatever, he turns on,
he get all the high tags anyway.
Yeah. So he's gonna get that pop, he's gonna get that heat. He turns on one or both of them, and one of them they pick one, they have a feud with them, and then he moves on to the next thing. That always works. So I don't see why it can't work for him. He's a good, he's a solid worker. So why not?
Indeed, I feel like there's only so much you can do with a dinosaur on national television in wrestling. Like it's a perfect indie gimmick, but I think on TV that's not. I mean, right now it's cool. Over the past year or so, it's been good, but I think going forward, you can't really rely on that gimmick in the long term. And I think in the next 8 to 12 months, he should probably not kind of distance himself away from that gimmick. That's just my theory. After the match, the Young Bucks came down to the ring. They super kicked the ref this week. The Workman Comp claims is going crazy in the AEW HR office. That's what I'm saying. Tony Khan got to give me a job. I'll get super kicked too. I'm suing the hell out the company.
What's good with them, man? Like,
so not too long after that, we had Kenny Omega was on commentary for Hangman Page's victory over Kaz, and he just left after the match. Like he didn't go down and celebrate with his former partner or nothing. He just dipped and went backstage. Like out of these four, who's the true like bad guys out of these four? Because you got the Young Bucks out here attacking, non-wrestlers. They're not even just like attacking, wrestlers backstage. Out here attacking announcers, referees. Like I'm thinking sometime soon Tony Khan gonna get a super kick to the face.
He should.
Because you almost killed Matt Hardy. And then you joked about it on air tonight.
Wait, what?
Chris Jericho, well, Matt Hardy got attacked off camera. It was like a knee injury, and private parties out there checking on him, or referees checking on him. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager, I want to say, might have been Sammy Guevara. I don't know. It was Chris Jericho and somebody from Inner Circle came up, and they were basically like, I guess Matt Hardy isn't the luckiest man in wrestling this week, huh?
What happened to taking time off?
Yeah, like, why was you backstage?
This is stuff I don't get. Like, you come out publicly, you basically let the cat out the bag. Like, listen, you had a concussion. There ain't no sense of hiding no more. You got concussed. So you have that discussion, and you say to people, I'm taking time off to heal. Why would you then return to television the following week? I just don't get it.
I didn't even know what to say.
I try not to say that, but he's making me say it. Like, bro, stop, man. Like, is this the issue that you're having that you can't pull away? Like, dog. I'm starting to wish he took that producer job at WWE when he was offered it.
But and I hate to be that person is like, oh, what about when WWE? But I'm really just like, we can make a lighthearted comment about Matt Hardy almost dying on pay-per-view, but we can't do an alcoholic storyline with his brother. It was like, I feel it's kind of, one and the same, but it's one and the same.
Basically.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back into this recap. Next up, we got MJF says that the only way, apparently, you can, get showcased on AEW television is to be in a stable or a tag team. So he kind of teased his own stable, which apparently might be the Dynasty stable from Major League Wrestling that MJF was a part of last year. I don't watch MLW at all, so I'm not familiar with it. But I seen somebody mention it on social media earlier, and I went and looked it up, and I was like, they're still together. So if MLW, which I'm pretty sure MLW's fine with working with AEW, seeing as Brian Pillman Jr. appears on AEW television a lot. They can probably bring those guys in. Alex Hammerstone and a couple other dudes are in that group.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to see MJF go into any kind of faction, tag team, or anything. We just got him on his own.
He's perfect.
He looks good. Exactly. He looks good right where he is, established as a heel. He just proved that he can go in the main event with Moxley. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So don't take a step back. Don't do that. Come on, man.
Nah,
there's too many tag teams and factions as it is.
I think it helps MJF too to stand out by himself as well. So
yeah,
maybe he just bluffing. That seems like something he do. He bluff a lot. Next up, I feel like not even Eddie Kingston and Lucha Brothers can make Botcher and Bland interesting, because I really don't give a shit about, like, let it be King and Lucha Bros, but the other two, he's saying like the Bland, he gotta get his house in order, whatever that means. But I'm just not interested in this partnership. It actually, Eddie Kingston is incredible on the mic, as it's been proven. I'm actually kind of mad because I wanted to include one of his promos from when he was in Shikara on the Promo Madness, but I didn't put it on the list, which the promo was from 2009, so it was in your region. You probably wouldn't have picked it anyway because you didn't pick Steiner Math. So you might not have picked it anyway, so it don't really matter. But you got the Lucha Brothers are amazing talents. Pentagon is a former world champion. You got them with probably the two worst workers in the company, just doing what?
I'm gonna make this deal right here and now. Tony Khan, if you're listening, perk your ears up right now, because I'm gonna make a deal with you right here, and you can quote me pin this and record this. Well, we recording already, but like just word for word of what I'm about to say. The day Butcher, Botcher, and Bland are gone from this show, from AEW, I will sit down and I will watch AEW literally from start to finish with no interruptions. I don't care if NXT is on the opposite side. I will neglect NXT and I will watch AEW. I will host a house party, a watch party for every wrestling fan I know in my area to sit down and watch AEW from start to finish, neglecting NXT. And I fucking love NXT. I don't watch anything else on Wednesday night. I will do that if you just get rid of this shit tag team. Please and thank you. That's my deal. Quote me on that.
I agree. Next up, we had the Inner Circle defeating Private Party. Inner Circle being Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Come on, man. Let's get the Private Party. I want to see them get some momentum. I think they're too good to just kind of just be floating around and doing nothing. Like, I want to see them get some momentum, get some wins under their belt, climb up the rankings, and go for them tag titles.
I was worried this would happen with them. And of course, suspicion is always validated right then and there. When they didn't get that shot, what was it, last month?
Yeah, against the Best Friends.
Yeah. That's when I started getting concerned. I'm like, I don't like where this is going. But sure enough.
Which I don't think it helps either that from the outside looking in, for like, if you somebody that follows the WWE casually, or you just a diehard WWE and you're aware of AEW, excuse me, my bad, burp in the middle of my sentence. Sometimes you can't help it. So if you like a casual WWE fan, or you somebody that's familiar with AEW, you don't really watch it, but you kind of, see what's going on, and might come across your Twitter feed every now and again, and you see these Private Party guys, and first thing you don't think of is like, these are rip off Street Profits if you're a WWE fan. And I think that's unfortunate, because like they not really anything like the Street Profits at all.
Yeah.
And if you don't watch it, you wouldn't know it. But presentation, first impressions are everything. So if you don't have a first impression on them, and the presentation is kind of similar to something you're aware of, you just gonna think of them as a ripoff. And I think that might hold them back long term, which is unfortunate, because they can really go in the ring. It's all bad, but I want to see them do something different with them, as far as like, and by something different, they don't got to change up who they are. By something different, I mean like winning more often than they do.
Yeah,
that's all. Next up, Thunder Rosa defended the NWA Women's World Championship against Ivelisse, and I'm really glad the world gets to know who Thunder Rosa is, even though I just found out about her last year. When Power
this is
started.
Thing now.
Yeah, I think she's just making appearances for AEW, but I don't think she's signed. I think she's still signed to NWA.
Right.
But it's just a per appearance deal. But she's been on there a lot. She's Ivelisse and Diamante jumped her after the match, and Sheeta came out and evened the score, and then Sheeta basically went back to the locker room. She didn't celebrate or anything with Thunder Rosa. It was more so, her doing the right thing. And we got a tag team match next week with those four. Next up, Jake the Snake and Taz went at it again on the mic. Lance Archer talked this shit as well against Jon Moxley. Moxley came out, and before he could really do anything, he got attacked from behind by Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. Will Hobbs, I had no idea who Will Hobbs is, but he's black, so I fuck with him. He came in to even the score. Mox called out for Darby Allin to join them next week for a 6-man tag team match. A lot of stuff went on in that segment. I'm kind of tuned out a little bit, because NXT, I forget what was on NXT, but that caught my eye. The tag team match, I think it was tag title match from NXT
Oh yeah.
caught my eye a little bit more over that segment. And then
So
the main,
they didn't make no busting nut jokes or nothing like that this week.
Actually, I gotta watch the promo because I listened to Jake's promo because it's Jake the Snake Roberts. Like, come on, like it's probably the best talker in the industry. So you got to listen to him when he's talking on television. Well, when Taz came out, NXT had just came back from commercials, so I turned the NXT volume back up. But then Lance Archer started talking. I turned it up a little bit. I was like, I didn't know Lance Archer was that good of a promo. Like, he good. It was like, what you need Jake for? He that good. But
couldn't tell you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go rewatch it back. I'm pretty sure Jake made some some nut busting jokes again.
I'm getting a little concerned, man. Like, what you trying to tell us? Because the first time he said it, I was shook. Like, wait, time out. You telling two grown men in the ring that they can't bust a nut when you around? Like, hold on, man.
To be fair, I wouldn't want two other men busting nuts when I'm around either.
I mean, yeah, but that's implied. Like, you should know that as a man. Like,
I'm just saying. And in the main event, we got Best Friends defeated Santana and Ortiz in a parking lot fight. Sometimes AEW does stuff, comes off cheesy sometimes with their gimmicks, but this was right up my alley. Like, this was good. This was right up my alley. I love this is my favorite game mode on SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain on PS2 was the parking lot brawl. So wait, or was it Shut Your Mouth? I don't remember. I think it was Here Comes the Pain. They had the parking lot brawl mode. That was my favorite. So it kind of embodied a lot of that as well. One of the guys from Inner Circle got put into the trunk of the car, not all the way, and then Chuck Taylor hit a sunset flip on the trunk and kind of crashed it down onto him. That was crazy. And then it was like a wooden platform that was placed over the bed of the truck, and Trent Beretta hit Ortiz with his move, which is kind of like a pile driver situation, threw that onto the bed of the truck to get the win. They also had some help from Orange Cassidy, because I guess Orange Cassidy still has some issues with Inner Circle as well. But it was a fun match. I think it was probably one of the best Dynamite main events in the last year since they've been on television. Really fun match.
I heard people raving about it.
It was better to me than NXT's main event. We're gonna get into that in a second, though. Literally a second, because on NXT, we had 3 championships on the line tonight.
Two.
Was it 2? It was 3, wasn't it?
Nah.
Io Shirai and Shotzi was non-title.
Io and Shotzi was non-title. Yeah.
They promoted that as a title match last week.
No, they just like.
I swore they did.
They was like if Shotzi can beat Io, then they might have a title match. Oh. They're having a number 1 contenders like battle royal or something.
Yeah. So anyway, Io Shirai beat Shotzi Blackheart. Apparently it wasn't for the championship, but I swore they said it was last week. And I swore they announced 3 championship matches, but WWE changes up all the time. It is what it is. But as Reek mentioned, there is going to be a battle royal next week to determine the number 1 contender. In that match, it's going to be Aaliyah, Casey Catanzaro, Indy Hartwell, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Tegan Knox, Shotzi Blackheart, Raquel Gonzalez, Kaden Carter, Xia Li, and of course Rhea Ripley. Who's going to win that?
Damn. That's a good question. I want to say Candice, but I feel like it might be too early. Then again, Io's been champ for, what are we talking, 4 months?
In your house? Yeah, about 4 months.
In your house was back in June? Yeah, I like to think probably might be Candice. But I've been wrong before. This wouldn't be the first. for me, I'm hyped for whoever wins. As long I'm not really crazy about seeing Rhea back in the title picture yet.
Nah, me neither.
I don't know what it is we need to fix with her right now, but it's not hitting like it was last year.
An alignment
So,
change.
yeah. Something need to get configured over there. But you can eliminate Casey and Caden right off the bat because I don't know what the whole situation with them is. It's tag team thing they got going on, so that's gonna keep going. Dakota got her shot. Hashtag get at me, Dakota.
Hashtag get at me, Caden. That's for Zay. That's for Zay. It's for me too, but I don't care at this point. Sasha Banks is hurt. That's my priority.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, but no, I don't know. I think I'll roll with Candice, honestly. It's either that or like Raquel or somebody, which I wouldn't mind that either. But I say that with a little bit of an asterisk because I told who did I tell? I want to say I told Vince this. I don't trust any Giants named Gonzalez. I don't. So I'm precautious about that. But my thing is, I'm happy that all my gripes have gone answered finally because we got Xylee back on TV.
Yes.
After all this time. Thank the good Lord.
She got them extensions. You see them extensions?
Yeah. For real though. I'm like, okay.
She came out here with a new weave and everything. Okay.
Right.
with a new Main Street. She wasn't having it. Hold on. Let's get back into this review. Like we out here fast forwarding. Next up, we had Tommaso Ciampa beat I don't remember the name, but I think it was Denzel Desjardins, and they gave him a new name. Desmond Taylor.
Yeah. It was something shorter.
Yeah,
something like that.
I mean, y'all agree with that because Denzel Desjardins is a fucking mouthful to say.
Yeah,
it was like Desmond Taylor, smooth. But I think that's his name. Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa made a quick work of him. Jake Atlas came out, challenged him to a match like next week. If you remember a couple weeks ago, Jake Atlas got his ass beat by Tommaso Ciampa.
Yes, he did.
Next up, Kushida. He took out Patrick and he took out Austin Theory in back-to-back weeks. He's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
And for the tag titles, Breezango defeated Imperium. That was another banger. Next up, Team Ninja, which is Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter, the KC team. They took care of Jesse Kamea and Xia Li. As we saying, Xia Li got them extensions in, and she looked like she might be developing a mean streak because she took that loss very hard. I don't think she got pinned in him. I think it was Kamea got pinned.
Yeah.
And, Xia Li, like, man, team me with this loser. Big loser.
That's good, though. I need that. She's been off TV too long. She should have a damn mean streak.
She should. She
Let
definitely
everybody
should.
feel that shit. Go ahead.
She don't get me wrong. Time anyway.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I had no problem, seeing all these nice little pictures that she's been taking. But that's cool. But we back on TV now. We back to whooping ass. So handle that.
What was that Jay Billis used to say on Twitter every morning? I gotta go to work. Let's get it.
Right.
And next up, we were scheduled for Undisputed Era versus Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. But prior to the match, Killian Dane was like, "Hey, fuck out of here, dog. You got this. You don't need me. I ain't about to do this shit.
I'm good."
And William Regal was like, "Hey, get your ass out there, bro. You got a job to do." And so he was just like, "Fuck, all right." So he goes out there. He kind of does the bare minimum. He's like, if I'm a part of this match, Drake Maverick's on the outside of the ring. You're not going to get counted out and get a loss on my record. So he basically just like rolled his ass back in the ring and starts heading backstage again. And then like Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish start talking shit. And that ticked Killian Dane off, and he comes out there. They eventually get the win, through a disqualification. So, but Drake got laid out 2 weeks in a row by Killian Dane. But this is obviously leading to an odd couple partnership down the line.
Yeah.
But does Drake Maverick make you care about Killian Dane, or is it the same shit as it's been for the last
Hell
like
no.
4 years?
Listen, this ain't it's entertaining me, sure, but it don't got a damn thing to do with Killian Dane. It's just the dynamic that they have. That's it. Like when this is over, I'm gonna go back to not giving a shit about Killian Dane, and that's not the overall goal they want to achieve, but that's what's gonna happen.
So, do we care about Killian Dane? Not at all.
Sir.
I honestly don't like. At least shave, bro. Like, damn.
See that would get my attention. Like, oh, okay, that's unexpected, but play on.
I think that actually is what ruins it, is his look. Like, especially when he was Insanity. Like, the dude just looked like Nikki Cross too. They both look like they didn't take a shower for forever.
But you know what? Or you could always do this, right?
Nikki Cross started hanging out with Alexa Bliss, started taking showers and drinking coffee. So
exactly.
That might happen with Killian Dane.
You bring him up and pair him with Nikki, or you pair him with somebody in NXT, like you said, that has some kind of effect on him. You know, like help the brother out, man. It's not cutting it. He was when he was in Sanity, it works, but that was just as the piece to a bigger puzzle. Now he just kind of just floundering and randomly fighting people, randomly doing this shit. It's not hitting. It's just
the Matt Riddle feud wasn't hitting. The Damian Priest, Keith Lee stuff wasn't hitting. So it's like and this is, I think this is a thing with a lot of talent in WWE, because they try to give guys things to work with and they just don't really catch on. And this is kind of the case here, which is like we're actually seeing it play out with the other guys that, the who can I say? FTR. Like FTR. They tried to do a whole bunch of stuff with them. They teamed in with Randy Orton. Couldn't get over.
I like that too.
And it was a dope partnership.
Yeah.
But granted the Uzi hot shit was corny, but aside from that, like they won the tag titles multiple times. Like they were getting featured a lot. And they just kind of weren't happy. So we're gonna see how they are. I think right now they're actually in a good position in AEW. I really am curious about a guy like Miro in AEW. I want to see where he can go now. And it's really, I just hate when guys be talking a whole bunch of shit about the company they used to work for and how the company never gave them a chance, and they don't hold themselves accountable because they don't really pan out to be anything in anywhere else either sometimes.
Every time, man.
Never fails. I mean, there's some anomalies, but for the most part, majority of the time,
it's like I don't even have a reaction to it no more. It's like I know you're gonna do it, so just get it out the way and let's move on.
Yeah. But anyway, Killian Dane, this might be your last chance to really show something. So hopefully Rockstar Spud can help you out. I don't know.
And even might be. It is for me. I'm done after this shit.
I mean, he never really had chances with me in Sanity. I just couldn't deal with it. Like outside of Nikki Cross, that group wasn't really it for me. Which shows you Nikki Cross is the standout of the group. So
I always thought that myself, because I'm just like, yeah, this is a cool group if you push them, but I was always trying to see what Nikki was doing,
right?
Because she stood out, just from what she did. Like her and Asuka had those wild matches when they was in NXT.
Last Woman Standing is one of my favorite NXT television matches of all time.
And then when she showed up on SmackDown the first time,
versus Becky,
and she went after Becky, I popped for that.
Me too.
So I'm like, that for me, she was always the star of that group, no doubt.
Yeah, so you got Eric Young going around and doing these interviews, and I'm happy for him. He's championing Impact again. But damn, bro, like you thought WWE was gonna fuck with you like that? I could have told you that.
Nah, bro. It was never gonna happen.
Nah. Let's move on, man. Next up, Tommaso Ciampa jumped Jake Atlas in the parking lot. Kyle O'Reilly stepped in, and it seems like Kyle O'Reilly had some time to reflect over this pandemic and quarantine while he was away from the Undisputed Era. And looks like we're in for a turn with him and Adam Cole, like I told y'all, like I told y'all last week.
Yep.
Like, cause compared to like one, he wasn't out there with his tag partner Bobby Fish and Roger Strong for their match. He wasn't out there with them. Previously, when they had jumped Drake Maverick, he was basically like, "What the hell are y'all doing?" Like, so him and Adam Cole they're different. So I can see Undisputed Era might be in for a civil war here soon.
It's coming.
Yeah. And in the main event, Damian Priest retained the North American title against Timothy Thatcher. Who should step up to challenge him next?
Real quick though.
What's up?
Quick. I love how they're really playing up to this danger in the parking lot. Like for real. Because they finally made the shirt now. So now we gotta reinforce that this theme that the parking lot is not a safe place if you work for NXT, no matter where you at. That's good.
I would love to see, real quick before you answer the question, now that you brought that up, I would love to see somebody like R-Truth or somebody go down to NXT with the 24/7 title, and R-Truth just is like, I heard about this parking lot.
Nah, he would kill that. I'd love to see that.
I couldn't even go further than that one line because I know he would just make gold out of it, and I'll say some goofy ass shit that just don't make sense. But
so did you hear about like what went into that whole thing with him popping Brock?
Yeah, I seen the interview.
Yeah,
I heard like Paul Heyman and Brock had a bet.
He just told him like, "Yo, we're just gonna shoot." You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go with this line, and we're just gonna run with it. And you're gonna make Brock laugh. Like he just handed him the play. He was like, "Yo, Paul, which come on, man, you gotta give me something." Like, no, listen. I'm just gonna hand it to you. You just take it away. You got this. Like he had the utmost faith in truth. He's like, I know you can make Brock laugh. You got this.
He got him too.
Good. Yeah.
He said like he had him a little bit. He seen he was starting to crack, and he just like applied pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Shout out to Truth, man. But who should challenge Damian Priest next, man?
Man, this is good. To be honest, I know like the common answer would be like a Bronson Reed or something like that, or maybe in like a Cameron Grimes. Those are all like obvious though. For me, if he's not gonna be involved in the NXT title picture, then it should be somebody like Gargano, because you really don't have a mid card scene as much as like the ladder match at Takeover was basically your entire mid card scene.
Yeah,
sans Johnny Gargano because he could be in either scene, but yeah, that's pretty much the mid card scene so much. So, I mean, really, you don't have that many options to work with. I would go with somebody like a Gargano, and then you can kind of build some guys up as he goes along. But honestly, you could run it back with Thatcher again. I like that match; it was good, better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was because we got two different styles going against each other, and I think with two different styles, it's always it always makes for a better viewing experience, because now these guys, especially I don't think aside from Matt Riddle, I don't think Damian Priest has faced anybody with a style similar to that. So
yeah, I don't think so.
But he's been going up against the Dijakovics and Keith Lees and everything. So now it's kind of interesting to see him with somebody different.
Whenever Dexter Lumis comes back, that's the match to make.
Mm-hmm.
If he still has the championship by then. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like seeing Thatcher lose. I said this before. Like, I don't like seeing
He's
it.
been losing a lot. He's been losing a lot. I think that's so. As you were saying, I think they need to run it back. I think this should be a few long term, like especially with Takeover. They announced a Takeover in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
as well. So you might as well just
keep it
build up a
going.
rematch. Because I can't. I'm looking at the roster right now, and nobody else really stands out aside from Johnny Gargano. I don't think you do a Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest championship
Unless
match so
Gargano's
early.
gonna beat him.
Yeah, unless that's the case, because Johnny there's more. There are more babyface challengers out here on the roster than there are heel challengers for Damian Priest. Like, so if you were to give the title to somebody like Johnny Gargano, who we got here? Who we got? Pete Dunne, if he ever comes back. We got Kyle O'Reilly. Looks like they're doing something with him. Kushida is been looking dominant lately.
What is he turning heel? Is he staying face? Like, I can't
Kushida?
tell. Like, he's beating the shit out of people now.
But
So
judging
I
by the
can't
people
tell.
he's been beating up is two assholes. So
Yeah,
he's kind of justified in his reason.
that's true.
I mean, these are two. I mean, they're not good people in kayfabe or out of kayfabe. So it's cool. He's a babyface either way.
Would we consider Patrick on that list of people that Priest might face? I don't want to, but
I skipped past his name because I don't want to see it. So I don't want to speak it into existence.
because we know he's a heel. So
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, but I mean, we also got like Bronson Reed, Dexter Loomis whenever he gets healthy. Who else is on here, dude? That's probably it. Adam Cole, I guess. I don't know. I don't think Adam Cole would go back down there.
Yeah, nah.
To that title
he's
scene.
done everything. I think it's just a matter of time before he gets the call up. But I think they're waiting for
Mansoor.
Like a bigger
Give us Mansoor as a North American championship.
Mr. One match per year.
That's Mr. Crown Jewel right there.
Yeah, one match a year,
undefeated in Saudi Arabia.
And I don't get why you would do that for somebody. Like, I know he does wrestle other matches, but it's like in terms of television time, he doesn't get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wait until Saudi Arabia comes around, and then you just parade him like this hero. Okay, we know he's not going to lose because this is his home, but come on, like you have big wins like that, capitalize on it, build on it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna treat him like Saudi Arabia's Undertaker, at least give him something to fall back on afterwards.
I think he's undefeated on NXT as well.
I've seen. I know he's had like one or two matches that I've seen on NXT before, but that's what I mean. Like, give him some background to work with. Like, if you never watched him in NXT, he shows up in Saudi Arabia. You have no idea who the hell he is. We just know he never loses at Saudi Arabia.
Maybe he's in Saudi Arabia. I didn't think about that.
Maybe,
which is why we haven't seen it. I'm gonna go on his Instagram right now. We're gonna see. He might have been in Saudi. I don't know. I can't tell. Look like he with family. He might be in Saudi Arabia. Possible.
Which that would make sense. You know what I'm saying? But if you got him, like, it don't make no sense not to put him out there.
At least showcase him, in the first hour of the show, a little enhancement out, the little enhancement segment. Get some jobber talent on there, showcase some lower card people on the roster. I think that's something they should do with him. Let's move on. Next, let's get into In Your Face Raw. Pause. Please don't let me argue about the tagline, Reek. I want this episode to not be 2 hours long. I think we just hit about an hour. So I'm gonna skip some stuff that happened on the show. Just a couple things because I feel like the full 3 hours was not worth talking about. But we did start off with Drew McIntyre challenging Randy Orton to an ambulance match at Clash of the Champions because Drew McIntyre is the promo guy. He is the face of the new WWE ambulance toy, so they got to have an ambulance match on pay-per-view to promote it. That's literally the case. I'm not even joking.
Wait, what? Wait, you dead ass right now?
Like, I don't know the exact motive, but the fact I seen a commercial for that ambulance toy and Drew McIntyre was in it, and then they're promoting him in an ambulance match is kind of obvious.
Oh,
at least though, it makes sense to the story, so I don't think people can necessarily get mad.
I can't.
It's just like, I get it because I get it. It makes sense. It's better than just forcing it, but they was kind of forcing it when they said this. Because Adam Pearce came out and said that Randy Orton might not be cleared to compete by Clash of Champions, which I want to say is in 2 weeks. It's actually in a week and a half from now, so a week from this Sunday coming up. But he says Randy Orton might not be cleared to compete, and if Keith Lee beats Drew McIntyre later on that evening, then he'll replace Randy Orton in the match. And in the graphic they showed, it still said ambulance match. So that's where my theory comes in, that they just want to sell this toy, and so no matter who Drew face, whether it's Randy Orton, which makes sense for an ambulance match, or Keith Lee, which it doesn't make sense that they have an ambulance match. But more on that later. Cedric Alexander beat Ricochet with a really wild lumbar check, but his victory was interrupted by another Retribution promo. And so MVP did the most MVP thing ever, and he offered Hurt Business services to Adam Pearce to take out Retribution if they show up again. More on that. Zelina Vega basically said, hey, Andrade, Angel Garza, I'm tired of y'all niggas. Fuck out of here. I'm going to focus on myself. And they started brawling. But she challenged Asuka for the Raw Women's title, slapped her in the face. So it's good. It's good to see Zelina finally getting some shine as a wrestler. It's about damn time. Hold on. I'm going to let LeBron James say that. I got a soundbite. I'm going to let LeBron say that. Finally, right, man. What do we think about Zelina Vega finally getting a chance to showcase what she is? I seen somebody on our Instagram page was like, she can't wrestle. And so I'm like, well, how do we know? Like, literally, all she's competed in is battle royals and mixed tag matches. And she had a couple singles matches against Bianca Belair a few weeks ago that were like 3 minutes long. So
I would ask this person that asks stupid questions.
She can't wrestle, by the way.
Yeah, she can. To just do some simple research. Zelina has actually been wrestling for a while.
Thea Trinidad, go look it up.
Yeah, and she does some very extensive training with her husband. They both have MMA backgrounds. So that being said, I'm looking forward to this match that she's gonna have with Asuka because I think it's gonna be fire. Truthfully,
very stiff, very stiff working. I'm talking about hard kicks, hard punches, hard slaps, hard chops, all that, and I can't wait.
This shit is gonna hurt
because that's my style.
And one way or another, whoever comes out of it is gonna make Zelina a star, as it should, because we need more in the division. So I'm all for it.
I'm kind of mad I don't got the Michael Irvin "We Need More" sound bite. Gotta add that to the list.
I mean, let's be honest. Asuka didn't have much to go on after, the thing with Sasha and Bayley, and then Shayna's in a tag team, so that's not going to happen. You don't really have a lot of options. You know what I'm saying? Mickey was a one-off. I guess they're going to revisit that at some point. Nobody wants to see her wrestle Natty or Lana. So you got to go what you can go with. I don't know why they're not putting Bianca in the picture, but that's neither here nor there. That's a different topic for a different day.
Do Bianca be on main event?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna have to start watching main event to see some of my favorite people. Like they got main event Mustafa.
Like she got they got us hyped when they started bringing her back on TV, but then she went away again. So I don't know what's going on here. And this was after they fired Paul. So I mean, I don't know. I think Vince is going through like phases of schizophrenia where it's like he's pushing today and dropping tomorrow. Like,
It's quit
I don't know what's going on with
playing,
the man.
put her with her husband, and call it a day. She don't gotta be. She doesn't have to be Mrs. Montez Ford like they tend to do with a lot of the other women.
Mia,
But Mia, Candace sometimes.
but
But give her something to do. Shit.
but at the same time though, Mia might be going another direction. She out here beating her husband up.
More on that. More on that. Next up, we got Braun Strowman popped up in Raw Underground. He wrecked Titus, Dolph, and Riddick Moss. You like Braun in Raw Underground?
Hell, this is
I
the
love it.
Braun. This is the Braun that we were supposed to have when he had the belt.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The Braun that we got was just like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just happy to finally be Universal Champion.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna wreck everybody, including Bray Wyatt. Get these hands.
Bruh, this is not what we came to see. That Braun that showed up at Underground, that was like 2017 Braun. That's what the people show up to see. That's why they got hyped. That's why they wanted you to be Brock back then for the strap. Like, keep that and take that back to SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Or go to Raw, whichever one you choose. But like, that's what I need on a regular basis. And that him and what's his name, Dabakato.
Yeah, next week.
That's gonna slap. That's gonna slap for real.
So
I'm with it.
More Braun Strowman in Raw Underground.
Yes.
Thank you, Draymond. Next up, we got Seth Rollins. He beat Dominik Mysterio in a cage. After the match, Buddy Murphy almost cost him the victory a couple times. And, he beat Buddy Murphy's ass for his troubles as well. However, we did get Aaliyah Mysterio showing some compassion for Murphy afterwards. So what do you think we got brewing here?
I don't like that whole idea that they're talking about like a romance angle. Like,
all right, first of all, hold on, real quick. Let me cut you off on that one. Because you remember my rant I had a week or two ago about the shoddy journalism?
Mm-hmm.
That was an example of that.
Okay.
From a repeat offender that I think everybody should have blocked on social media. You should sometimes Google puts their articles and sends them as a notification for me because they see my algorithm is always looking up wrestling. So they send me these websites to, these news sites and everything. I had to block them from off of my thing. I like, don't send me no more pages from this website no more. This website has been, a few weeks ago, they posted something and Charlotte Flair was basically like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Cause this ain't true. It was about her. And it sounded ridiculous, for one. Two, it was completely false. Cause it was about Charlotte being out. Like, cause she's injured right now, and they saying that she would be out till after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And Charlotte was basically like, yo, y'all got to get the fuck out of here, but I don't expect less from somebody that made fun of my coworker getting stalked and by somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't that website is blocked on all my social media channels. Their memes are not funny. Their articles are shit, and then they argue with people who try to fact check instead of just being journalists and holding themselves accountable and saying that they were wrong. They make up stuff for clicks. It's bullshit. So this romance angle that you were trying to bring up, bullshit. It's no romance angle. The girl is like 18 years old. It just, I don't see where they would do some shit like that on TV.
I am thankful for that.
I see it more as them, the Mysterio, especially Ray. He comes out with the cross on his mask all the time. Christian family. these guys, you know, they had these Christian values, and I think you lean into the Messiah stuff a little bit, and they kind of help Buddy Murphy turn his life around, quote unquote, because they see that he was just kind of under the spell of the Messiah, and he's just doing things. And I think that's something Rey Mysterio and Dominik might help turn, you know, Buddy Murphy's career back around. One, Buddy Murphy needs some help because he be dolo in these locker rooms getting yoked up by everybody.
That's a fact.
So I think Buddy Murphy could use some friends, and I think he could use some friends in the Mysterio family. Maybe a tag team with Dominik. I don't know.
What I would like, there you go. What I would love to see come out of this is you pair Buddy up with Dominik and make everybody else go away. Please stop sending this dude.
Stop bringing your family to work.
Yes, stop having this dude coming here every day like it's the first day of school. Bro. Stop it. This man is 20 plus years old. He's a grown
24
man. 24. He's 24 years old. He do not need to be coming in here like it's college and then sending him off, or it's high school. Like, stop it, bro. Please stop it. Like, you're making Seth right. You're a terrible husband and father by bringing your family into the danger zone week in and week out. Like, cut it out. Angie and Leah do not need to be there. Leah's not wrestling. Angie's not managing or nothing like that. It's enough already.
What kind of man brings his wife and his daughter to a street fight and then the very next week brings his wife and daughter to a cage match? What kind of man does this, bro?
Man. Like, SummerSlam was it.
That's different. That's different.
Like, yeah, I'm saying that was the line for me. Okay, first time on his own against Seth. Okay, I'm with that. I got that. But after that point, that was enough. It's enough. You gotta just cut the cord, man. I don't know why, what it is. Like, y'all ain't that damn proud that you gotta show up every single week. And we know you're proud of the kid. We're all proud of Dom. He's doing his thing. But it's time to go. He's what, 5 matches deep into his career already. He's off and running. So, you know, if you're gonna turn Buddy and pair him up with Dom, do that. That's fine. Because I've been waiting to see Murphy versus Rollins for a while anyway. Mm-hmm. And this is more, you know, time under the learning tree for Dom to help him out. Cool. That's fine. Ray needs to rest up because I don't know why he keep going out there when he's injured anyway. Like, I don't get that. But yeah, do that. And everybody go home. Just go home and let this grown man do his job. You know what I'm saying? Watch him from TV. It's not that serious.
Like, and it's crazy because I don't know. Like, he's a grown man, but is he supposed to be like younger in kayfabe? Because you remember last year when who was it? Was it Samoa Joe? Or somebody was beating on Dom, and then you
Brock.
got Jerry. Was it Brock?
Yeah,
it was Brock. You got Jerry Lawler, like, he's a teenager. Like, given this Jerry Lawler, he doesn't know teenagers and adults, but granted, he's a grown man.
Yeah.
So you gotta.
It's enough already, man.
Sending a whole ass family out there. What's wrong with you? Next up, man. Kevin Owens defeated Aleister Black after distraction from the lights. More on that. And then our main event, Drew McIntyre still doesn't have a guaranteed opponent at Clash of Champions because Retribution attacked both him and Keith Lee. Before, you know, we got the Hurt Business came out like some bosses though. Like,
I did like
on
that.
Some G shit, and they stepped up to the plate and they helped run them off. Apparently they got an offer from Adam Pearce. So what do you think their asking price was?
Oh, listen, if
I got my theory.
If you went back and and you watched MVP from the time he first showed up in WWE, the numbers are high. That's just his style.
Mm-hmm.
But I got particular theories when it comes to Adam Pearce.
I do, and that's actually the next segment. So hold that thought.
Okay, all right.
But as far as the Hurt Business's asking price, for their services from helping Retribution ruined the main event, which was it had to do with the main event for the pay-per-view coming up.
Title shots.
I'm saying I think that's their asking price, because who the Street Profits gonna face? I feel he probably said, "Hey, let's get us a tag team title match. That's all we want."
I keep telling y'all, man.
For right now, at least.
It's Black Evolution, dog.
My Cedric and MVP or Shelton and Cedric, or
I say
who should it be?
Shelton and Cedric. Because there was that whole like he don't know if he could trust him.
Yeah, that dichotomy from last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could build off of that. So had him hold the titles.
I'm with it. All right.
MVP don't need to do nothing. He's basically the manager.
True. I wouldn't mind seeing MVP win a WWE title for like a month.
Listen, that worked for me. I don't care.
I don't even care if it makes sense. It don't got to make sense. It's MVP with a WWE title. I don't care. This guy has Silk the Shocker entrance music for over a decade. Hey, let's go. All right, man. Who the fuck is leading Retribution? I got my eye on these three people. Very suspicious. And one of the people Malik just casually brought up in passing, and I didn't think much about it until he mentioned it. Because, Malik doesn't know the legacy of the legend, the NWA Hall of Famer, the 5-time NWA champion Adam Pearce. Malik just called him, quote, that bald dude. I'm like, this is a former NWA champion.
Oh, man.
But he said, is that bald dude leading Retribution? And I was like, hold up. You got a point.
Yeah.
Because when did Retribution show up? About a week and a half before SummerSlam, 2 weeks before SummerSlam?
Pretty much.
We seen Adam Pearce on TV like crazy ever since then.
That's a fact.
What Dream say? I'm just saying. You look a little suspicious, bro.
Used to be you only saw Adam Pearce when a brawl broke out.
Yes, or some guys was on some bullshit backstage and he needed to settle it. But that was really it. He stayed out of the spotlight for the most part. But now he's everywhere. He's out here. You dedicated a whole episode of SmackDown to him a couple weeks back. Like he's in every segment. He's out here making matches. He's out here basically being the de facto GM. Who the hell gave him this much power officially? I ain't see no press releases.
You know what, too? I'm glad somebody brought it up because Drew said it on that opening segment promo on Raw. He was like, well, who made you in charge? That's a damn good question. Who did make you in charge?
This what really stuck out to me. The way he was acting with security after that Retribution promo, after the Cedric Alexander Ricochet match. And he's just going off on security, and it did not seem genuine at all. It just seemed like, and I'm not even saying like he's a bad actor. It just didn't seem genuine from the character's standpoint at all. So you're looking guilty, Adam.
It's the body language.
Yeah, that's what stands out like a sword.
Because it's not even the first time. It's like every time something happens with Retribution, if they jump somebody, if they cut a promo, after the fact, you see Adam Pearce with security. And then it was like, if you look at some of the backstage, I think it was last week on SmackDown or the week before, when he was backstage. No, on Raw. He kept trying to get Drew to leave. And Jules kept blowing him off, like, yeah, I'm on my way out. And then it was that look that Adam kept giving him, like, as he walked away. And then backstage on SmackDown, it's the same thing. It's like you just see this body language, like he knows some shit. Like he just marking him, like, okay, you on the list, motherfucker.
And it's as simple. It's as simple as him basically being like, "Hey, fam, I'm a champion on par with Ric Flair, with Harley Race, with AJ Styles, but yet I'm out here being an errand boy. I'm having to chase these people around backstage all night to sign contracts. I gotta do all this bullshit. I fucking hate this job. So I brought this group of people in because y'all need to show me some fucking respect around here. I'm a 5-time NWA champion.
That would make some good TV.
It would.
It sound like a fire promo. I ain't gonna lie.
And my other theories is long shots. Kevin Owens, because conveniently he won his match because the lights went out versus Aleister Black, and Nia Jax, because the same thing last week. What if Nia Jax is the leader of Retribution? Like what if we sat through like almost 2 months for Nia Jax?
I honestly would be pissed. I would really be pissed because it's been too many weeks that we cannot take Nia seriously for that to be the case. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get with that. Nah, I can't do it.
That's my theory, man. I think we mentioned it earlier as well. We don't got a lot of tag teams. After Raw, we got looks like we got an official breakup of Andrade and Angel Garza, which was, let's be honest, it wasn't going to be a long-term pairing anyway, but they could have did a whole lot more with them. Murphy and Rollins also was not going to be long-term, but they looks like they're done for as well. And that's adding to the list of the Iconics and Sasha and Bayley, Alexa, Nikki Cross, New Day, and the War Raiders are both inactive right now as well. How do we really solve this dilemma going forward? Because there's not too many tag teams. I think on the men's side, we got the Street Profits, Shinsaro, Lucha House Party, and the Hurt Business is really all I can think of. And then on the women's side, we got a Riot Squad, Shayna and Nia Jax, which also isn't going to be a long-term thing. I don't think we got anybody else in the women's side besides Team Ninja, NXT, and they not really ready to get showcased like that. So
I would say to include Natty and Lana, but I don't consider Lana a real wrestler, so we can't.
I care so little about Natty and Lana in general.
Well,
now the fact that they're together, I care about them even less.
Just because they're technically a tag team at the moment. But like I said, I don't.
So I forgot about them at all. I totally forgot about them.
Yeah, I don't consider it legitimate. But since they show up in twos all the time, I guess that's relative for some consideration. I don't know. But for the women. You have so many women on the NXT roster. You could call up a couple of them at this point, just to keep that depth in the division. You know what I'm saying? Because the women's tag team championships go across all three brands anyway, so it's not going to hurt nobody. You might as well call them up. But as for the men, people have been saying it all week long. Y'all just need to go ahead and put them belts together, make them one tag team championship for each brand. We don't have a brand split anymore. Like they just find a whole different way to categorize people from Raw showing up on SmackDown and everything like that. Just
a brand
make it. Yeah.
But
first
apparently,
it was the wild card. Then
with the wild card, they was showing up every single week anyway. With this brand initiative, apparently it's limited. You only get so many times a switch per year, which I think is cool because they still honor the brand split for the most part. Besides, like obviously the women's titles, the women's tag titles, and that's pretty much it. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm just like at this stage.
I do think they're gonna unify the tag titles, the main ones, because we got Shinsaro, we got Street Profits.
They should.
I think they should. Especially there's rumors about there being like new sets of tag title belts that they have that they're
They
waiting to
said
debut.
that months ago. I want to say it was like closer to like January or February. They said they had new designs for the SmackDown tag team titles, I think, and they were waiting to debut them until after, I think, Elimination Chamber or something like that.
I mean, to be fair though, that new U.S. title belt was done back in November of last year, and they didn't debut it till recently, so it might just be holding off on it.
Maybe, but I'm just at this point, man. I know it's always a factor in like Survivor Series and stuff like that, but it won't hurt nobody. Just take them, put them together. You have one big tag division across both brands, and it's less matches too, because you know when you keep adding more titles to each show, there's so much, you know, it creates a crowded card when you get to times pay-per-views. It used to be, if you remember back in the day, you know what I'm saying, Raw had a world title, WWE World Heavyweight title, the mid-card title, IC, the World Tag Team Championships, and the women's title. But SmackDown didn't have that. They had a world title, the United States Championship, the WWE Tag Team Championships, and the Cruiserweight Championship. So it's like, you know, you have that separation in place there. So in this case, it's like, okay, you have a tag team division, you have tag teams across, but there's one tag team division championship, and that's it. Because at the end of the day, we've said this many times, Vince does not give a damn about tag teams, so that product tends to suffer, even with good tag teams. So at this stage, with the lack of depth, you might as well just compartmentalize it all together, have one tag championship. It's not that serious. They will be fine.
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't have said it better myself. Let's see what else we got here, man. We're coming to an end, so appreciate y'all if you listen this far. If you didn't listen this far, you're not gonna hear it, but fuck you.
What's up? Get my rant. Get my rant out the way real quick.
Hold on. My bad. I forgot. We got 2 rants, and I skipped over the segments that we're gonna rant about. So we got 2 Reek rants. Adam Pearce and him being a terrible authority figure, as well as Kevin Dunn for the constant camera cut switches, namely during the final segment with the Hurt Business, Keith Lee, Drew McIntyre, and Retribution.
Yes. So, Mr. Adam Pearce, Mr. 5-time NWA champion, I have just one question for that man. And the question is, what is your job description? Because it would appear to me that you make matches, you run security, you oversee the show as a whole, you know, direct personnel. You have all these different job titles, but your tagline is WWE official. Are you the general manager? Are you an executive? Like, I need to know what you are. I need to know what you do at the end of the day. Because realistically, 90% of this job you suck at. And this could tie into the theory that he's part of Retribution, but I mean, it's not even just Retribution. Anybody gets away with what they do around here. Nia Jax was suspended and still showed up and beat the hell out of whoever she wanted to. You know what I'm saying? You told Drew to go home for the sake of his injury. He is your champion. Him hanging around is a liability. The second you told him to go home, he should have went home. He did not go home. He repeatedly came back 2 more times, and you saw him and did nothing. You suck at your job in that regard. Then we get to Retribution. Retribution has been around now, I want to say, for a month and a half, give or take. I would say about that time frame.
We done with Adam Pearce. We done with that part of the ring.
No, not yet.
Oh, you still
almost.
All right.
Yeah. So again, the Retribution, they've been around for, I want to say, for about a month and a half now, right? So you have dedicated security to deal with that problem, but we never see that security show up. In fact, I've never seen security show up when Retribution comes out. Never. which maybe just maybe the security team is Retribution. I don't know, but
that might add to the theory.
Yeah, you never see them in the same place. Just saying, you know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of guys that were security on screen turn out to be wrestlers later on. Sheamus, Cesaro, Keith Lee at one point.
MJF.
MJF, exactly. So, I mean, just you need to define what your role is in this business, or you need to resign from one of these jobs because you're terrible. That's one. The second one, I like that one. That's a good one. The second one is a little bit. Just follow me with this one. Now, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown have both been doing production for well over 20 years. This is nothing new. We've been doing this for such a long time that all of this, from start to finish, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, should be routine. Why is it that I turn on my TV to watch wrestling on a weekly basis, and we are having a problem going to a commercial break because you don't have the correct cue to sign off in time for the commercial to cut in? Michael Cole will be in the middle of saying something and they go to a commercial break. Like, am I bugging? Am I bugging? Because I just I don't understand this. How are we missing that cue between that, the atrocious camera cuts that we've been seeing over the past few weeks, and the refereeing, like three separate occasions at this point now. There was what match was it last week? That got messed. Andrade and Garza versus Street Profits, I think it was. That had a botch in it from the official standpoint. Then you had the match with the
6-man tag,
the Raiders, the 6-man tag.
That's
where
different.
Ivar got hurt. Yeah. There was the match where Ivar got hurt. You saw he threw up the X, and they
you gotta
just
get out on a
to
pass.
I do, but it's like,
because honestly, the reason that match was so messed up was on Ricochet. Because when you're dealing with multi-man matches, it's kind of hard for. And I've heard guys like Edge and Christian talk about this on their show. Like, it's kind of difficult to relay information to everybody in that match at one point. So I'm pretty sure Ricochet just didn't get the cue that we're ending the match right here.
But you know what? That brings me to my third point, which is the Mickey match. Right now, for you listeners at home who don't know this, there is a secret communication that happens between referees and wrestlers. They have their earpieces in. That is their ear to backstage. The production, Vince, the producers of the show, they are in the referee's ear to let them know what's going on. So there's a secret communication between referee and wrestler. Whenever there's a big spot, wherever it looks like somebody or both of them could potentially get hurt, the referee immediately goes down to the wrestler, grabs their hand, and they squeeze. The object of the squeeze is to get a squeeze back. If you squeeze back, that means I'm good. We can keep the match going, no problems. If they don't squeeze back, that means there is a problem. They're incapacitated. They got something going on. We throw up the X, we get medical attention, and then from that earpiece, we decide whether or not we continue the match or what's going to happen. At no point in time did we see that referee, which he got a lot of history of blunders at this point in time. I'm starting to wonder he might be a little special up here. At no point in time did we see that referee go down to squeeze Mickey's hand. So he did not check to see if she was good. So by the time they made the call to say, oh, she looks like she's out of it, call the match off, it was just like he was just kind of stuck. Like, oh, I guess we got to call the match off. If you simply just went and checked to make sure she was good, you would know, like, hey, she's good. Let her keep going. And we'll scrap this. We'll make a new finish to this on the fly, and we'll end it on the right note. No, we make a screwy finish. We make Mickey look bad after she's already looked bad for several weeks when she just got back on TV from being away from an injury. It's pissing me off. You need to stop it. So the refs, the production, and Adam Pearce, all of y'all need to get your shit together because I'm getting sick and tired of this. If Adam Pearce is running Retribution, let it be known. And for God's sakes, Michael Cole's been on TV too long to look bad when you go to commercial. It's not a good look. Come on, son. Y'all gotta get it together. I'm tired of Michael Cole just talking like this in the middle of commercial, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, boop, we go to fade to black. That's a bad look, bro. You acting like we haven't done this before. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talk all the time. Monday Night Raw is the longest weekly episodic TV show in the world. Like, there has never been anything that's run longer than Monday Night Raw at this point. So, what's the problem? That's all I need to know, bro. But yeah, that's my rant for this week.
Regrants, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna have to trademark these, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Real, we're gonna have to trademark these, man. So let's close out this show, man. Let's talk about a couple things that happened on SmackDown. I don't want to get too in depth on anything on SmackDown because it was 6 days ago, and I don't want to talk about something that happened 6 days ago. Like it's kind of out of the news cycle at this point.
Yeah,
but we're gonna talk about the important things. One, is Jey Uso dumb as hell, or is he just blinded by family loyalty, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's just he just blinded.
Read the room, nigga.
Everybody sees it but him, and that's sad because he's really gonna get his ass beat when the time comes. And I'm not sorry for him at this point.
I'm not either. Just because you have a terrible sense of discernment, I don't care if it's your family. I guess it's just, you know, I got that dichotomy with my family where I can't really trust them sometimes. Like, it don't mean I don't like them. It don't mean I don't love them. It's just I don't really trust them. You know, everybody got them cousins that steal from you. You know, so you gotta keep your eye on them.
Yeah. He should listen. The giveaway was him telling you like, "Yo, this is just stop looking at the belt." Like that should have been like that
the
whole
giveaway. The initial giveaway should have been when this nigga said, "My twin brother would probably get the job done, but I wouldn't." I was like, "What the fuck you mean, nigga?"
Yeah, that too. Like what's the slight for? Hold
this
on.
This before he even became number one contender.
Exactly.
I was like, "Oh, you talking shit? Like, this ain't like you."
That's what I'm saying. Like that.
But this dude, he back there, he out here making matches and putting Roman in matches, and Roman like, "What the fuck are you doing? I ain't trying to work."
The second he came out and Roman wasn't with him, like
right then and there,
red alert. This is not a drill. Like, nigga don't got your back like that.
And listen, I've been annoying before to people. I think I'm annoying sometimes. I can be annoying to other folks. I might talk too much. Like, I might, you know, be a little obnoxious. And especially, you know, when I was like 11, 12, 13, not to turn this into a therapy session, but I had a little bit of a low self-esteem issues back then. And so I tried to overcompensate by trying to get people to be, you know, to like me and be my friend too much. I'll be obnoxious. And
I've been there.
I'm looking at Jey Uso in the back, and he, you know, Roman's just sitting there chilling, and Jey Uso just hype. He's just talking, and Roman just basically looking like, "Man, what's this motherfucker? Shut the hell up." I was like, right. Jay, I was 12 years old, and I could sense when I was getting on people's nerves, and I had to tell myself, and, you know, even one of my friends had to tell me, like, "You're annoying." And right then and there, I was like, I am annoying. And I think since then I've chilled out. I don't do too much. At that point, I haven't really cared about people liking me. So if they fuck with me, they fuck with my personality, and it is what it is. But I'm chilling because I was like, yeah, I'm a little obnoxious. Jey Uso, on the other hand, you like 35, 36, 37, around that age. Like, your birthday was just recently. Like, y'all, you know, fam. Realize that your cousin don't fuck with you.
He the champ.
He the champion. Like, He's finally get a run with the championship that's worth a damn, because he has not had a worth a damn world championship run ever. The first one ended in 3 minutes. The second one ended in 3 weeks. The other one ended because he got suspended, and the other reign ended because he got cancer. So this is the first reign that Reigns has had in a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's solid. And honestly, he been through some shit. I don't think he really rocking with you right now. Like, it's about business. Like, he putting business over family right now.
This is the first title reign that's working
Yeah.
in all phases. So it's like, nah, we got it right this time. I'm not getting this fucked up.
Exactly.
For nothing. Like, he got Paul with him now. You know what I'm saying? He's gone dark side the way he wanted to. Like, everything is the way it's supposed to be.
Though.
Oh yeah.
Heyman said the Reignsing defending.
The tribal chief.
Paul Heyman be spitting bars, boy.
That's right. The tribal chief.
And also on SmackDown, who the hell is this mystery woman?
It's Carmella.
It's Carmella.
Yeah.
I've seen the tattoos.
that and you know what other is? Like, it took me like 2 or 3 times looking at it again. The hair matches, like the body shape, everything. It's like, it's too identical. So it's definitely Carmella.
Because at first I'm like, naturally I'm thinking it's Carmella, because I'm thinking like, what other blonde hair women haven't been on TV in a while? And then it's Carmella and Dana Brooke, but like Dana Brooke is a little buff.
Yeah, so she's stocky. That's not her.
I ruled her out immediately. You know, like it's got to be Carmella. And thanks to the people on Twitter using their detective skills, their investigative skills, they found and they zoomed in on the tattoo, and they looked at an old picture of Carmella, and they were able to compare the tattoo, which I think is like a butterfly or something.
Yeah, right under her arm.
Yeah, like right here by the elbow.
Yeah. So
I wonder what the hell that is. Hopefully it's not another Emelina case, and they actually do something with this. And also, man, Sasha Banks and Bailey. Shout out to Bailey. A lot of people caught this, which I did not catch it until I had an epiphany in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. and I was just like, yo, I just got it. And not Sasha Banks, I'm sorry, but Bailey sitting in the middle of the ring in a chair, just like another Mexican wrestler 15 years ago.
Yep.
This Mexican wrestler 15 years ago just so happened to turn on his friend too. This Mexican wrestler is Sasha Banks' favorite wrestler as well. So shout out to the storytelling there. That's all I want to say. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. And it was like, it took until she actually sat down that I looked at the whole visual of it. Like, okay, the lights is dim, spotlight's there. She's sitting in a chair. Oh shit. As soon as she sat down, I'm like, okay, let me get my popcorn because this is gonna be good.
It didn't click with me, like I said, to the middle of the night. But the promo is basically, her saying I had to do what I had to do.
And I love it.
Sasha was gonna do it eventually too. So I just got to strike first.
It's like, it's not even so much that you like, okay, yeah, we knew this. Like, not like it's a secret, but it's the fact that she just owned it and said, okay, listen, you wasn't gonna get me first. I'm striking. If somebody's gonna turn, it's gonna be me at the end of the day. Because I seen you. It's like, I seen you looking at me. I see you making them slide little looks at my title. You holding on to it, taking all these pictures and shit. She's like, no, you wasn't low this whole time. I saw you. But I just had to make sure that at the end of the day, I didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? So when you was vulnerable, I took advantage. I knocked you down, and now you out. So that's why I loved it right then and there. Like, obvious or not, that shit was on point.
And this is the most compelling story in the company right now. And
Yes.
Sasha Banks will be appearing this Friday. Don't get mad if she doesn't show up and appear in the ring because they never said that. And usually when they don't specify if they're gonna be there, it usually is gonna be via Zoom as usual,
Please and thank
like
you.
we doing right now.
Yes.
Plus, it makes sense to the story anyway. Like I'd be mad as fuck if she just show up at the Thunderdome on TV, like walking down to the ring and shit. Like she need to show up with a neck brace on, unable to speak because she got her voice box crushed. Lean into it, man. Bruce B. Wilder, cut the check fence.
Yeah. And listen, if she does show back up for any reason at all, bring Bailey back and do it again. I don't care if that's what you need to do. Like he'll be talking and she doesn't see it coming. Bailey just jumps her.
How many times
And
do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
exactly. Like, yo, dude, go as far as you need to, Bruce. I don't care. Make this drag out. Don't be slick and try to slide into Hell in a Cell with this. Because listen, as great as a match as it is, this story needs to keep burning. It needs to have that fever pitch when we get to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. You don't need to sacrifice that for Hell in a Cell. You really don't.
Nah, we don't need it. But I can't wait. Man. This has been the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast, episode 55. Said that versus Pro Wrestling this Saturday. So if you in Las Vegas, come to Boulevard Mall, 2:30 p.m. Standing room only, but it's free. So watch some free wrestling at the mall. You can go get a elote around the corner. There's a little spot there, little elote shop. Go get you a pretzel or something in the mall. Go to Bath and Body Works. Go get you a candle, 3 wicks. I recommend the spearmint and eucalyptus. That's my favorite scent.
Oh man.
If you really, you really in for it, if you feel safe to do it, there's a movie theater across the way from the wrestling school. So go ahead, watch a wrestling show, go watch a movie, or you can go watch a movie and go watch a free wrestling show, either or. I'm just giving you guys options. The barbershop I go to is at that mall too. So go ahead and go get a cut. Just don't go when I'm about to go. I need a lineup. So please don't go before I do. Cause
The Bath and Body Works thing, man.
Oh, listen. So hold on. I'm trying to right there. I'm pointing to it. Right there. That's my candle in my bathroom.
Hey, man,
right there.
That's
I got them all. I'm gonna show y'all my candle collection. I heard niggas out here like candles. I love candles,
man.
bro. I'm telling you. Candle, they be smelling good. Just make the house smell good, man. So and I'm telling you, Reek, get on that spearmint and eucalyptus 3-wick candle, the aromatherapy from Bath and Body Works, fam.
Well, you know what? If I go looking for it, maybe I'll stumble on some shit. So, because that's what happened here. So maybe, just maybe, there's a method to this madness.
I'm telling you, man. Just don't listen. Hold on, let me go ahead and get on a mini Reek rant. Listen, candles, they're not just for women. So don't let nobody think that, oh, you like candles, you a bitch. Like, no. I like candles because they smell good, make my house smell good. I don't gotta get a womanly scent. My house don't gotta smell like lavender and and flowers and cotton candy and bubble gum. No. They got grown man scents. They got men scents too. They got men candles at Bath and Body Works. So if if your masculinity is fragile, go ahead and get you a man candle. Either or, it smell good too. I got a man candle in my bathroom as well. I got a man candle. I got an aromatherapy. Also got a female candle. Champagne toast. It smells amazing. Rant over.
Oh,
Young Kings Wrestling Podcast, man. What's your socials like, Reek?
Oh man. Find me at Wreak Havoc, Instagram and Twitter. And check out the Havoc Hour on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your podcast. I will probably be shooting tomorrow night, so I'll keep you posted.
We
But hit
got
up.
to.
Yeah. We
Hold
got a
on.
lot to talk about.
We got to. All right. I almost forgot. Reek, say your socials, and I got one more closing message, and then we can end this show.
Yeah.
But my bad, I cut you off. Havoc Hour.
Yeah. Find the Havoc Hour on Instagram. Also on YouTube, and then you can listen on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Play. But yeah, I will be probably recording tomorrow because we got to talk. We got to chat it up. I'm gonna hit up Vince and everybody, so I'm gonna need a panel. Because we got
Hit up
to talk.
Vince. Hit up Zay. Me. I don't know if Malik available. We gotta talk. I gotta speak my piece real quick. I'm gonna go in depth on the Havoc Hour. But first, I just want to say this. The Safety Scissors of Playa Vista, California.
Safety scissors.
In other words, known to some people, not to me, but to some people as the Los Angeles Clippers.
Damn.
Trash. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna go in tomorrow on the Havoc Hour. I'm gonna go in tomorrow. Reek, give me access. Give me hosting capabilities tomorrow.
Oh God.
So I can run my soundboard.
Oh good Lord.
I'm gonna load the soundboard up. I'm gonna re-up the soundboard tomorrow. We going in. We ooh. Doc Rivers, Paul George, ooh. Doc Rivers, Paul George. Doc Rivers, Paul George.
The show is aptly named the Havoc Hour. It sounds
Paul
as if
George
we have
and Doc Rivers. Pandemic Pete.
The show is aptly named the Havoc Hour. It sounds as if we will have quite a bit of havoc.
I can't wait.
In the hour.
I can't wait. I'm gonna just save it. I'm gonna save it because listen, I had to hear all season last summer. I remember it like it was yesterday. Last summer, I was working at the Thomas and Mack Center for the Summer League. And the Summer League, if you don't know, it takes place at the same time free agency takes place in the NBA, basically. And I was in an elevator, bro. I was in an elevator, and an earthquake happened as I was in the elevator, and ended the game for that night. And then the next night, everything went smoothly, and I'm chilling. And I get a text message because I subscribe to Woj and I subscribe to Chris Haynes and Sham Charania. I got to get my info because they talking about Kawhi Leonard want to come to the Lakers. And so I'm waiting for it. And I get a notification from Chris Haynes, and shout out to Chris Haynes. It's a brother. It's a black dude in a really high ranking reporter position in the NBA. I'm proud of him. He broke the news. And it said Kawhi Leonard has signed to the Los Angeles, and I was like, Clippers. I was like, oh. Put my phone on silent immediately. Stayed off of social media that whole day. Did not know that they traded for Paul George that same night. So I log on Twitter and I see people talking about Paul George, and I'm like, what Paul George do? And I go look up Paul George. He signed to the Clippers too. I'm like, oh man. I go to work the next day at the arena at Thomas and Mack Center for the Summer League, and who walks in? Clipper Darrell. Hype. I got so mad. and guess who was literally like 4 feet from me that same day on the stairs? Doc Rivers.
Oh man.
I was like, the world is trolling me right now.
Damn.
But they not in the playoffs no more. They back home. And my Lakers are still in the playoffs after I had to hear since last July about this team being better than my Lakers, being the Chicago Bulls. But you know what? I'm going to get into it tomorrow on the Havoc Hour. I'm cutting a promo. It's going to rival. It's going to rival Hard Times. It's going to rival any Ric Flair promo you probably heard of all time. It's going to rival Steiner Math. I bet you Reek going to choose this one next time.
Oh, here you go.
It's going to rival Austin 316. Fontaine 316 says the Clippers, I'm going to be on that ass. Follow me on Instagram at tc.fontaine. Follow me on Instagram at malik.lv with 2 Ks because I'm getting a page eventually from Malik. And you can follow us here at YK Wrestling, at YK Wrestling, everywhere that you have a social media page, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We don't have a Snapchat. People use Snapchat still. Yeah. Apparently so. I log on my Snapchat every now and again and people still post. I'm like,
yeah, they use it to like get shit off their chest, basically. Like when they just feel like venting, they just go on like a 5-page Snapchat rant. That's pretty much.
Oh, just the videos, just
yeah.
Oh man, they still doing that.
That's the most common thing I see now.
I can't believe people still doing that.
I don't know, man.
Young Kings Wrestling Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and we are out of here. Gone. He missed the cue every single week. We out.